up, y'all? It's your girl, Queen Steez. And I am back with another story time. So when I polled you guys and asked you all which story time you wanted next, y'all told me that y'all wanted the CPR horror story. Y'all, I was scared for my life. Y'all, I was scared for my life. I might have needed somebody to do CPR on me, baby. But yeah, if you want to know what happened in this story, make sure you stay tuned. But if this is your first time to my channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Okay, before we even get into the video, y'all love story time, so hit the like button right now, and then yeah, drop me a comment once we get into the story.
I'm so cute, you be dragging on this beat.
Alright guys, so let's just get straight into this story, right? So if y'all been following me for a while, then y'all do know that I am a CPR instructor. Well, I teach BLS, which is basic life support, CPR, heart saver, all of the things, right? I'm an instructor. So this was like maybe 5 years ago when I was like a really new instructor, like going out on my own, kind of like freelance. So I started working for this company. Should have known it was sketchy because they like hit me in the Gmail like off the random. I don't know if like who I'm credentialed through like sends out a list of people that are like certified in the area. I don't know. It was just like a random email I got from this random company, and me being a fool, they're like, yeah, send us all your information. And I like looked the company up, and they like way in Alaska somewhere. My stupid self, I go ahead, I send them all my information, a copy of my ID, my social and bank account number. I mean, if it was a fake company, they really could have took me for everything because they had everything. But you know, I prayed on it, and by the grace of God, it was actually a real company. So I looked them up, you know, on Google was on the reviews, but I had already sent the information. So yeah, it was what it was at that point. But turns out that they was a real company. So basically all you had to do was put in your schedule and your availability, and then they would send you jobs as they became available in your area. So the only thing with this was it really wasn't like your immediate area. Like you could go anywhere in like a 200-mile radius, which is like hella big. But they was just like, you know, if it's super far away, you know, they paid you for your mileage, and if you had to stay in the hotel, then I think you could be reimbursed for it. It was something like if you could drive home, that's what they wanted you to do, but if not, they would reimburse you. It was something weird like that, whatever. But it was good pay. They was paying $40 an hour. So I was like, they was paying $40 an hour plus your commute, and then yeah, I think that was it. So basically I had all my own supplies or whatever, so I had everything that I needed. So basically the only thing that you had to do was sign up. They would send you jobs, and then you would go to the job sites. So the only downside to this thing was, like, let's just say you put in for like a Tuesday and a Thursday, and then let's say coming towards Tuesday, you was like, oh, I don't want to do nothing on Tuesday. Like you couldn't rescind like your days. So if you was like you wanted to work on Tuesday, it had to stay. Yeah, so basically I went in, I put my little days in. I'm like, okay, come on, little $40 an hour. Because at this time I was only working 3 days a week, which y'all know in the hospital, that's full time. So after I did my little 36 hours, I was free for 4 days. So y'all, that was my best schedule I ever had. I was living life, y'all. I was always on somebody's plane. I was here, there, and everywhere. But I was like, okay, let me get some money on my spare days when I'm home. So I signed up for my days or whatever, and they sent me like an alert, like, okay, bam, we got you a job in Pennsylvania. So I was like, okay, cool. So I'm like, let me Google the spot. So I Googled it, and it was like 3.5 hours away from where I live at. So I was like, all right, 3.5 hours, cool, right? So this is how it went. basically with this company, you had to install the AEDs. Yo, I had nails and everything, and I'm just like, I don't even know why I even accepted this position, because one, I'm not a handy person to, like, I'm screwing AEDs and all this stuff together, and I, like, other than, you know, like, being at work, really hadn't, like, you know, like, it's really not using the AED, and when I was at work, like, other people had already put the AED on the person, but I'm gonna get to the AED part. I'm gonna get to that part in a minute. Okay. So basically, I contacted the company, like, all right, I'm new. What do I need to do? So the company is like, okay, you need to order all the supplies for your class. So basically, all the supplies I had to order from them were, like, all of the books. So you had to take the books, and I think they gave you gloves. And I think it was valves, or it was something dumb. But I basically had all my own stuff, and, like, for all my classes that I teach, I always give out the little keychain, like CPR, you know, the little mask that you can basically put on your keychain. It's like a one thing plastic mask. I would get one, but I don't feel like getting it. So that was like that's always my gift to my students, right? So I ordered all the stuff. Basically, they overnight the stuff. I don't know if they got a warehouse because they over in Alaska, but this was stuff that I wasn't even thinking about. So they overnight the stuff to me. I get it. So then y'all know I got to pack all this stuff with me. That was another thing that I didn't like, because I'm like, damn, I got to pack all the dummies, because I'm like, you know, I'm doing a full class to where I got adult, child, and infant CPR dummies, and yes, they're heavy, and they come in these gigantic bags. So the class size was supposed to be 20 people. So I had 5 adult things, 5 child, 5 infants. So I got a truck or whatever. So I preload all the stuff in my truck, and I'm praying like, ooh, don't nobody bust my windows. It's just my little CPR dummies or whatever. So I pack all the stuff in there. The day come, I'm like, I'm going to Pennsylvania. When I Googled the place, it didn't look like it would have been no food spots nearby. So y'all pack my lunch and everything, right? So I'm ready to go. So the day comes that I'm supposed to teach. So I need to be there by 8 a.m. So y'all, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get on the road so I can be in Pennsylvania by 8 o'clock. So, of course, I didn't know how traffic was going to be. So, I'm like, it was like during the day of the week. So, I'm like, you know, at a certain time around between, I'm like 6 a.m. and 8 a.m., people going to be traveling to work. So, I anticipate that on the 3-hour commute from Maryland to Pennsylvania, it's going to be some traffic for people trying to go to work. So, I left out like around 4:15, whatever, got on the road. So, I'm playing my music, and I'm driving, right? So I drive an hour, 2 hours, I'm in Pennsylvania. So I'm like, okay, this place is still an hour and a half deep into Pennsylvania. So as I'm driving, I'm like, it's starting to look real, like, small townish. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, where am I going? Like, now I'm like, okay, where am I going? So the more I'm driving, the stuff started getting like more spacious. So all of this is this big farmland. It's fields. I'm on like back roads where it's like nothing but like train tracks. And it just started looking real sketchy around where I'm going. So I'm like, dog, I hope this is not a setup. So I just keep driving. I'm like, okay, let me just make sure I get here. So I'm driving. I see like the little Jeepers Creepers looking vans and this and that. And I'm like, okay, where these people got me going? So as I'm driving, I'm texting back home like, you know, hey, keep your phone on. You know what I'm saying? I might need you, you know. Not that they could do nothing because they was 3 hours away. But I don't know, y'all. I just felt like I needed to tell somebody other than, you know, my mom where I was at. So, the more I'm driving, I'm just like, yo, this is like dirt roadish. So, literally, it's like go 45 minutes straight on Route 79, make a left by the willow tree, and go, like, that was the directions that the thing was giving me. And I'm like, am I gonna be okay back here? So literally, y'all, the business I was going to was like on a dirt road. Y'all, I didn't even see no gas stations, no nothing. I think like the last city limits that I was by, I think it was a Sheetz. It was a Sheetz. So I was just like, God be with me, you know, as I'm traveling up here through this. I don't know what I'm walking into, but Lord, protect me, because, you know, I don't feel safe around here. So that's the type of vibes it was giving. It was giving, I don't feel safe. So literally, I get to the end of the dirt road. It's a little farmhouse looking shack building. And it's literally like kind of on the dirt road. Like when I spin the bin to go in there, all the dust flew. And then as I look all the way down, it looked like it might have was a hardware store or something, like way down there. So I pull into the business. It's some guys out there like working and pulling and hauling stuff. So I sit in my car, I'm like, well, it's 8 o'clock. So I'm like, go in and get set up. I always show up early so I can get set up, because, I mean, you got to set the dummies up and all of this stuff, right? So I go in, y'all know, there to conduct business. I'm like, hey, how are ya? I'm QueensteezTV. You know, I'm the CPR instructor for the day. So the guy was like, and he was chewing chew tobacco. So I was like, okay, I know where I'm at. So he was looking like, and he spit his little tobacco. He was like, and he looked at me like, what you doing around here? So he walked away. So I'm like, that should have been my cue to pack my up and go. So it was like 2 other guys that was like sitting back there. So I'm just standing there because I'm like, so nobody's going to acknowledge I'm here? So the one guy, he turned around, he looked at me, and he turned his tail right back around like I wasn't even standing there. So I was like, is Noah here? So they're like, Noah's on vacation. So I was like, oh, I'm like, well, Noah booked me to teach a class of 20 employees CPR today. Sound familiar? So he was like, I said Noah ain't here. Noah's on vacation. So at this point, my heart is going like, boom, 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 boom. But I'm like, don't let him show you shook, shorty. I'm like, you from Baltimore. I'm like, you from Baltimore. What you talking about? So then this girl comes out, and she's like, oh, hey, how you doing? How can I help you? So I was like, hi. Let me start over again. I'm like, hi, my name is QueensteezTV, and I'm here. I'm the CPR instructor for today. I'm like, so, I was originally booked by Noah to teach about 20 people CPR today. But so I heard Noah's actually on vacation. Did he leave any instructions, for you guys or for me? So she's like, no, but I can try to call him. So I was like, okay. I said, well, is it anywhere that I can go, like, to set up? Did he leave, any instructions? So she's like, you mind giving me 1 sec? So I'm like, okay. So I go back onto my car. And I'm gonna sit in my car. I'm like, God, I don't know what I'm walking into. I'm like, but it don't. I'm like, that prayer I prayed while I was on the road, and I asked for traveling mercies and protection and all of that stuff. I'm gonna need the protection and all of that right now, because, Lord, what? These people is not feeling the brown-skinned girl. Hair just like pearls, the best thing in the world. They was not feeling me. They was looking like, girl, what is you doing around here? Are you lost? They was giving, are you lost vibes? So, y'all, I get out the car and I walk back in after a few minutes. So she's like, yeah, so Noah just told me to go set you up upstairs. So I was like, okay. I was like, do you guys, is it a TV and the DVD player and all that stuff up there? Did you guys already have that? She was like, let me go check. So I was like, all right, cool, go check. So she goes upstairs, right? She come back down and she's like, well, it's a TV up there, but it is no, it's no DVD player. I was like, all right, cool. I'm like, I got my own DVD player. So I always bring my own DVD player and extension cord, all this stuff, because I don't be knowing how these businesses be set up. But just in case they don't have their own setup, I got mine. You know what I'm saying? Come prepared, okay? We come prepared to get this money. So I'm like, okay. Is the tables and everything up there? I was like, because just looking at this place, I was not getting on the ground. Like, if it's like, a cool place, we'll do CPR on the floor. If not, we're gonna do it on a hard surface, okay? This was not no place I was getting on the ground at. So usually when I go teach, I teach in scrubs. Because, it's just easy if you gotta get on the ground. It's flexible. You can move around. Put my little scrubs on, my cute little sneakers. And yeah, that's it. So I'm like, okay. I gotta go get my stuff. So she was like, you got a lot of stuff? I was like, yeah. I actually do got a lot of stuff. And it's kind of heavy. So y'all know I'm used to carrying this. So I put one thing right there, one on the other thing. So I'm walking like this, putting it in. Then I gotta bring the AEDs in, the babies in, and the books in, and all this stuff. Mind you, y'all, it's like 50 minutes in. They looking like, they just sitting there watching, like, spitting that little chew tobacco out. They just watching me try to carry the bags. Ain't nobody say, can I help you or nothing? But, not that I don't expect nobody to help me, but it's just the point, like, y'all just gonna stand there. And yes, they did just stand there. So she was like, well, let me help you take them upstairs. So I'm like, okay. So y'all, this looked like a barn on the outside. So the inside, so I go up these sketchy little steps, and I'm like, it's like this type of place, you gotta look around the corner. And she was like, all right. She was like, well, I'll let them know that the class started. She was like, I wasn't signed up for it. She was like, but I'll tell the guys, to come on up. Y'all, the room that they put me in was filthy. When I say it was filthy, like, I always bring, this is like, of course, pre-pandemic. It was 5 years ago. But I always take Clorox wipes with me. 1, to wipe down my equipment, but 2, to wipe down any surfaces, because I don't play that. You know what I'm saying? I don't play that. So, y'all, it was literally like dust and dirt and all of this stuff. So I went to go wipe off the table, and like a white bleach wipe was straight brown like, yo, what the heck? Like, the whole room was dusty. It was disgusting. So I was like, okay. I literally set one of my bags down, and it come with, like, the big navy blue bags that can fit, like, 4 dummies in them. I set that down. When I picked it up, it was just filthy. Like, I had to take them back to the laundromat. That's how disgusting it was in there. So I'm like, let me set up my DVD player. I go over to the damn TV. Y'all know the TV is on like a rolling cart. It's dead flies, spiders. It just was just like a dead flying object, insect cemetery. So I was like, yo, I know you're lying. So then I look out in the hallway. Because mind you, this place was made of wood. So I'm like, damn, is it a termite? Am I going to fall through the floor? And then I heard some little creaking walking around. So I'm like, let me see. Because there was like a couple other rooms up there. I was like, let me see who was up here. Because I'm up here by myself. Or supposed to be by myself. But yeah, like they already wasn't feeling the girl. So I'm like, y'all definitely was not finna catch me in a room by myself. So I was like, while she was up there, I was like, let me go walk and see if it's anybody in these other rooms. So I was going like on the doors to make sure it was nobody up there or want nobody gonna pop out or nothing or try to do nothing to me, because it was just giving them type of vibes. Like I was not feeling it. So I went back down the steps and I got the rest of my stuff. I brought that up. I'm like putting all the books down. I'm like giving everybody a book, a valve, a mask, all of that stuff. So I set all my stuff up, whatever. I get the DVD queued up to go and all this stuff. So mind y'all, remember I told you the class would start at 8. So 8:10 come around, 8:15 come around. And I'm like, is anybody gonna come up here? No. So then I look at my phone. I don't got no service. I lost service, y'all, long ago while I was driving down these roads. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even call nobody. So I go downstairs and I go back around the thing and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna call a girl. I'm Charlotte. I'm like, hey, Charlotte, because she was the only person that was talking to me and like the only person that was interacting with me. So I was like, oh, hey, Charlotte, is anybody gonna come upstairs? And she just had like an awkward, like I don't want to be the one to tell you, but no. So she was like, yeah, I think the guys are still, doing something. So it was like 5 of them standing around. So I was like, y'all signed up for the CPR class? And they was looking at me like, why are you talking to me? And they was like, yeah, but we ain't taking it. So I was like, okay. So I was like, yeah, so Charlotte, is there anyone else who wants to take the class? So she was like, I would. She was like, but I don't know if I can. She was like, let me go out to the yard and tell the guys, that you're ready. So I'm like, let me go out this front door. So I'm outside, y'all, with my phone. I'm holding my phone up because I'm like, no, I need some service. So the company that I'm working for, I call their ass. So I call them. I had like 1 bar. So I get on the phone ringing. I'm like, Annie. She's like, yeah, who's this? I'm like, this is QueensteezTV, one of your instructors. I'm on my very first job for you guys. I was like, first of all, the place that you all sent me is filthy. I was like, there are dead flies, spiders. I said, it's dust everywhere. I have asthma. I said, you don't send anyone to a place like this. I said, on top of that, the people here don't want me here. I said, if you feel my drift? I said, this is not a town that's kind of friendly to people like me. You feeling me? She was like, yeah, but you have to complete. I said, listen, I said, I already set up all my stuff. I said, these people saying that they don't want to take the class, so what do you want me to do? I said, what do you want me to leave the stuff here? She's like, well, you have to install that AED and you have to do this and do that before you can leave or you won't be paid. Won't be paid. I said, girl, you're going to give me my money after I drove 3 hours. I said, second of all, y'all should have talked to the person. I said, the person who even set up the whole CPR class. I said, number one, is not even here. I said, number two, the employees don't like people like me. And they said they're not even coming to the class. So, no, I'm not sitting out here for 8 hours. And y'all are going to pay me for the full day plus 6 hours of mileage going back and forth. Girl, what is wrong with you? So, y'all, at that point, looking back at it, at that point, I should have went up there. I should have packed my stuff. And I should have brought myself right back to Baltimore. I should have packed up and came home. But I was like, yo, I'm trying to get this money. When she was like, no, you're not going to be paid. I was like, what? Now I know, girl, y'all would have had to pay me or I would have took y'all to court about it. But back then, I was like, damn. I was like, let me take this so I could just get my money. I'm like, because I already came out here for 3 hours. So, y'all, I goes back upstairs. I was like, look, tell them, if they come up here in 15 minutes, look, because I ain't staying here, we can get this done in about 6 hours. Okay? Tell them, come on, whole cycle, 6 hours, because I was trying to be out of town before the sun went down, because this town was giving sundown town, okay? Y'all don't know what a sundown town is, Google it. But, yeah, I was not trying to be caught nowhere up around there after dark. So, when I went back in, Charlotte was like, all right. She was like, I'm going to go back out and tell the guys, one more time, to come. She was like, she was like, if they don't come, then she was like, I'll take the class with you. So she was like, is that okay if I take it? I said, I don't care. I was like, listen, y'all already paid for it. I said, so either way, I'm getting paid. So I don't care who takes the class. Somebody need to come take the class so I can get my money. So she was like, all right. So I was like, okay. I said, well, I'm going to go upstairs. I said, and I'm going to give it a few minutes. So I went upstairs, y'all. So I heard her talking and the thing. So I didn't go into the little room. I was at the steps, like, because I was trying to hear what they had to say, because they was being very So I'm sitting at the steps like this, because I'm like, let me hear what y'all talking about, because I wanted to hear if they be like, we ain't taking it with that black bee, or, I was listening for something, because if I heard something, I was going to pack my stuff. So I was listening or whatever, and they was like, no, like, we ain't doing it. They was like, whatever, like, no, like, she can go ahead. She can go about business. So when I heard Charlotte come back up the steps, I was like, tiptoeing in my Jordans. So I tiptoed back in the room so they ain't hear me. So Shane, I was over there eavesdropping. So I was just acting like I was sitting in the room. I was like, is anyone joining us? So she was like, I got one person to come, and we will call him Charlie. She was like, I got Charlie to come. Y'all, Charlie was a big corn-fed, looked like he been lifting bales of hay his whole life. But he was really nice. The two people that came to the class, Charlotte and Charlie, was really nice. So he comes in there like, yep, I'll take the class with you. And he was giving it, I think he was a little touch, but, it don't matter. So he comes in there with his big old spit cup. So I'm just like flabbergasted, because I'm like, in the 2000s, like the 2010s, people still chew tobacco. Like, don't you get a hole in your cheeks and your throat and your gum disease and all that stuff? I'm like, yo, what's the like? what? Like, it's like 2015. Y'all still chewing tobacco? So, y'all, that was very distracting for me because as the video was playing, as I was trying to talk, as I was trying to instruct, every few seconds, it was like, spit, spit, spit. And I was like, oh my God. He really gonna sit here and chew tobacco and spit it in the cup. And then he was chewing tobacco and eating sunflower seeds. I was just like, oh my goodness. So in the midst of us watching the video and teaching, so this other guy comes in there. So mind you, the guy that was like, I ain't doing nothing, like, get out my face, basically. He comes and he just like, damn, what is this? A piece of string. So while I'm teaching them, the guy that was basically was like, I ain't going to the class, like, get out my face. What you talking about? He comes upstairs and he's standing there like in the doorway. So I was like, are you deciding to join us? Because I was ready to let him know. Once my class start, you done. If you don't come on time, then I don't do no half instruction or nothing. If you don't come on time and start when everybody else start, you ain't getting certified, you know. But I'm talking to y'all like that. I wasn't giving him that energy because of Loki, because I was like, I was scared as I don't know what. I was very terrified. I was outnumbered. I was severely outnumbered. So he was like, no, I'm just up here watching what you doing. So at that point, we had got through the first half of the class. So I was like, okay, y'all go take a lunch break. Y'all go take a lunch break. So they left out the room. He left, but I didn't know if he had left all the way or if he went into one of them other rooms. So I'm up there. I'm like, at this time, y'all, I'm exhausted. This was in the summertime. It was hot. I'm in like a barn. Like the top part of a barn is dusty. It's flies in there. It's hot in there. I'm scared out of my mind. I'm trying not to look scared because I'm like, once you look scared, then they know you scared, then they gonna get you. No. I was like, I had to go to the deepest part of West Baltimore and be like, yeah, you scared, but don't let nobody know you scared. You feel me? So I was like, yo. So I had like a little, I had like some plastic or something from something that I had took the plastic off. So I put that down in the chair, y'all, and I sat in the chair and I was like, oh my goodness. I didn't want to go right out into the hallway just in case that man was standing there and he seen me peeking around and like then he could have banged me or did whatever. So I was like, all right, I was like, wait a few minutes, then check the hallway or whatever to see if he's still up here. So I was like, yo, I'm trying to calm down. I'm on my phone like, bitch, get a ball. It was like some little windows. I was like, let me go by the window, see if I get a ball or something. I don't know what I was doing. I just wanted to see if it was like, could I do emergency calls or what? Because I didn't know where I was at. Like, I don't know. I'm in the field. I'm like, and if I had to run, it wasn't nothing but a field. And they was going to get me. So, y'all, I packed my lunch, right? Y'all, I was just so nervous and shaking. Y'all, I was hungry as I don't know what. I was so nervous and shaking. I had my sandwich, y'all, like this. Why I dropped my damn sandwich? I dropped my, y'all, and literally all I packed with me was a sandwich. And I think, did I even have a drink? I don't even think I had the drink with me because I think my drink was in the car. Because I was like, I wasn't using the bathroom in this place at all. So I think I didn't even bring my drink in there with me because I thought that it would be air conditioned. Because the bottom part was air conditioned, but the top was not. Y'all, when I tell you I dropped my sandwich, y'all, my sandwich was straight brown. It looked like dirt. It was dirt. It didn't look like dirt. It was dirt. My sandwich was covered in dirt. And y'all, as hungry as I was looking at it like, God made dirty don't hurt. But I knew better. Y'all threw my sandwich away. I said, Lord, Lord, why you let me drop this sandwich? I said, you know, my sugar is low. I'm nervous, and if I gotta fight, or if these people tie me up in this barn, I'm not even gonna have no strength to fight. So, y'all, I was like, I got to get through the second half of this class expeditiously. I said, I got to get through it expeditiously because I got to go. I'm out looking. I'm looking for when the sun is going. I'm looking. I'm like, all right, y'all, come on, game time. We need to finish the second part of this. We up there 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I put the music on. I'm like, come on, thump, 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 thump. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Cause I got to go. I got to go. I got to get on the road. So y'all do all this. Finish the class. So the sun is coming down. And they just standing around. So y'all, I goes to run out the door. After I finished, you know, I packed up, wiped all my stuff down. Hold up. Wipe the stuff down, right? So when I wiped the stuff down and put it and set it down and then picked it back up, it was right back dirty again. So I was like, I just gave them a pre-bleaching when they was there, and I was like, I'm gonna have to re-bleach these, of course, when I get home. I had to get these a bath when I get home. Yo, I packed all my stuff up. I ran all my stuff downstairs. I was finna run out the door, and they was like, hold up, you gotta put the AED together. Yo, my blood pressure was low. My blood sugar was low. I ain't ate nothing. Listen, y'all, I ain't eat since 4 a.m. This was going on around like 5 p.m. I still had to drive 3 hours home. I'm like, not the AED, y'all. At this point, my eyes was like this. I couldn't even see. Had the nerve to be trying to put the AED together. Y'all, listen. First of all, I'm all getting the AED out the box. So it come with like a hard tin case, like the screw on the wall. Y'all couldn't have never possibly thought I was gonna screw that on the wall. So I looked at the tin. I said, yeah, I said, y'all got tools to put the tin up here? So the guy, he's like, you don't got no tools? I was like, no, I don't got no tools. So I was like, yeah. I said, so what I do for y'all is, I said, I'll set up the AED. I said, you know, and when Noah get back, y'all take that up with Noah. Take that up with Noah. I said, but this is setting up, y'all. I was literally so tired, right? So I get to put in the AED. I'm like looking at the directions, because this is when like some newer ones came out. So I didn't really know how to work the newer ones, the new defibrillators. So I'm like, hit the button, right? So the thing like hit it once. Yo, I was so nervous. I was like, hit it, right? So I'm picking up the pads to put it in the thing. So I hit an AED like, shocking, and 1, 2. I was like, oh, I put it down. The thing said, zzz. I said, oh. I said, I done almost killed myself out here. Yo, I was so nervous. I said, oh my goodness. I said, all I'm trying to do is a test run. I was like, focus so you can leave. So they all looking at me like, this fool don't know how to set up the thing. So I was like, oh yes I do. So y'all, I had to focus. I got finished setting the AED up. When I got finished, I slammed that sucker shut. I said, here you go, your AED is ready to go. I said, boo, you are CPR certified, honey. I'ma email y'all your tickets. I said y'all tickets. I'ma email y'all your CPR cards when I get back to some internet, back to some Wi-Fi, back to civilization. And yeah, tell Noah, I said, here go the rest of y'all books that y'all paid for. I said, keep everything. This y'all pay for this. She's like, well, are you coming back? Absolutely, I'll be back. Tell Noah to call me when he get back. Ain't coming back. Sorry to say, ain't. Y'all gonna have to call Tyrone. Cause don't call me honey, cause I ain't coming back out here, okay? Y'all, I never threw myself and my stuff in the car so fast. Y'all, I got a truck. I said, shh. It was like the Dukes of Hazzard. When I got out of my car, I closed that door, I started, I went back. I said, skirt. I looked to the right, to the left. I whipped out that joint, y'all, and I was booking it. I said, dog, I ain't stopping till I get home, okay? So, listen, probably about an hour, y'all, I was driving. I was like, ooh. I'm like, I'm so hungry. I'm like, oh, I'm so hungry. Y'all, I was so hungry. So, I came back near that little Sheetz gas station. Remember I told you I seen the Sheetz way down the road, like 45 minutes, an hour down the road before I got to Bubba's going. So I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna stop at Sheetz. But the sun was down. It was a little twinkling light, and it was one too many pickup trucks over there for me. I was like, I don't think it'd be safe for me to stop at this gas station. And then I would have to go all the way down the highway, come back around and get on the Sheetz and then go all the way. I said, Yo, I had to go to the bathroom. I was so hungry. I was so thirsty, y'all. My water had evaporated in the car because I was in there for so long. It was so hot outside. I was like, I know you lying. Y'all, when I tell you I was booking it, all I see was hills and meadows, and then as I'm driving, I'm going, y'all, and then it was so hilly. I don't even know what part it was. It was out in the country. It was so hilly. It was like, I was going like, whoo, whoo, and I was going so fast, y'all, I felt like I was on a roller coaster. My stomach kept dropping. My heart was beating, and then I could have swore the Jeepers Creepers van came behind me, and I was like, oh, So I'm driving. I'm like, oh, who that Jeepers Creepers? So, y'all, I'm like, oh my goodness. So then, y'all, I get down to the end of the road. I make a right, and I'm going down another long road. Then Jeepers Creepers come down. I said, oh my Lord. So I would keep going. So then the navigation, I make a left. So I go to the left, and then I look in the rear view. Then Jeepers Creepers coming this. I said, I know you lying. I said, I know this ain't Jeepers. Following me. Y'all, so then I started booking it even more. I know I busted an oil pan or something underneath of my truck. Cause y'all, I was hitting them damn things. I was getting the hell out of town. Cause I felt like it was one of them towns that they'd call down to be like, yeah, she's coming down 29, get her. Catch me if you can, mother sucker. I was gone, y'all. I hit it. I was like, I'm not stopping till I get back to Maryland, and not out in Maryland. I'm talking about when I get good in Maryland. Like, yeah. So, y'all, I'm driving. So, as I'm driving, I'm looking at my phone because I'm like, I had to save the navigation. So, I'm looking at my phone because I'm like, Lord, let me get a bar. Come on, 1 bar, 2 bars, something. As soon as I got enough bars, I was on the phone. I was like, y'all ain't gonna believe this. I said, stay on the phone with me. I said, if it get staticky, just stay on the phone. I said, if the phone don't hang up, don't you hang up. If I get a little blurry, just keep saying, boo, you there? Is you there? Sis, is you there? I said, just keep saying it because I'm gonna be there because I ain't gonna hang up on my end. So finally, y'all, I made it to I say the exit for Towson. I said, yes, go, honey. I got right off at that exit for Towson, And I was like, oh, this somewhere familiar. I seen a Chipotle. I said, ooh, Chipotle. Yo, I ran in that Chipotle. I was like, can I please use your bathroom? I went in Chipotle. I used that bathroom. I came back out. I made the bowl of my life, y'all. I was starving. I didn't eat since like 4:30 in the morning. Y'all, I had me some food from Chipotle. I sat in my car and I sent my email with them pictures to that daggone lady at that company because I was livid. I sent her all the pictures of the dead flies and the dust and all that, and I told her how inappropriate that was and all that stuff. So she's like, she responded back and was like, oh, we're sorry, but we'll let Noah know for next time. And next time, girl, I said, y'all gonna have to find another instructor because I'm not going back out there. I said, today was the very first and the last day that they will ever see me. She was like, well, did you get everything done and the installation done? I don't think you heard me. Whatever ain't done won't be done, and I do expect my coins, okay? You just put me in an unsafe environment, honey. What? So, y'all know that I'm always coming with the moral of the story is, and the moral of this story is safety first, okay? If you go somewhere where you feel unwelcome, unwanted, no matter if it's money involved, get your stuff, do not pass go, do not collect $200, get your stuff and leave, okay? Get your things and get out of town. Because honestly, y'all, I was like terrified. I was like, please don't let nothing happen to me. Lord, this is my first time freelancing, y'all. But now I do not go for that. I don't care where I'm going at. If I feel unsafe, if the vibe is off, if stuff is sketchy, I'm leaving. But now I don't work for that company. Of course, I don't work for them no more. But, I do my own thing. I am the master of my own destiny now. But y'all, when I was there, I thought I was going to have to reach down in my purse and go penitentiary on them. I thought I was going to have to go penitentiary on them, y'all. Because they was not having it with your girl. But I wasn't having it with them either, But yeah, y'all, always make sure you're being safe. Be smart. And always know that these companies, they really don't be, worried about you. They really don't. Because the lady was like, yeah, hey, you feel unsafe. But yeah, you got a job to do. Baby, I do have a job to do. I do. You're right. And my one job to do is to protect me, protect this house. We will protect this house. I will. Okay? With a little bit of prayer and all that stuff, I made it up out of that situation. But y'all, for my young people coming up, young entrepreneurs, all of that stuff, one, make sure that you're safe if you conducting business, doing business, if you're traveling, if you have a business where you need to travel a lot. If you can help it, don't go by yourself. So now, usually, like, if I'm teaching somewhere that I'm unfamiliar with, I take a partner with me. And not only a partner who can help me with the education, but somebody who I know ain't scared to rumble. But if you like this story time, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!